you an obsessive, overachieving perfectionist like me? Fantastic. This video was made just for you. Those who love Bear Grylls or Survivor Man will understand the wisdom that to build a great fire all depends upon the prep work. Starting a fire can be an incredibly difficult task if you do not first put in a whole lot of preparation. On the other hand, if you meticulously set up the wood with crumpled thin bits of newspaper in the center, with the smallest, driest kindling on the inside and the larger bits of wood radiating outwards with that small pit dug under it to allow it room to breathe, then as soon as you strike the match and you light the inner newspaper or kindling, the fire cannot help but to immediately ignite. And so it is, by exactly this very same principle, that you will write perfect A+ university research papers. Your A+ will not be earned when you write the paper, but it will be earned during the preparation before you even begin writing. This video will provide you with a very simple method to perfect your paper preparation. I've never received less than an A+ on any university research paper when I employ this straightforward but intensive system. My first piece of advice to you is that if your professor is expecting you to base your research paper on around 5 academic articles, then if you want to reach the upper echelon A+ level, you should consider basing your paper on between 8 and 10 articles. You need the wow factor. You need to set your standards higher than the professor's standards. Now here's the process. Once you've decided on a research question and you found the articles that you're going to use, Step 1. Start by reading the articles with your research question in the back of your mind. Highlight sections of the article. Take brief gist notes in the side margins of the page, especially specific examples, ideas, and arguments which are closely related to your research question. Don't go overboard here. You should be seeking to only highlight the absolute most important and useful key material. You should be highlighting no more than 10% of the articles at most during this first curating step. Step 2. After you've performed this initial reading and highlighting process, read through all of the articles once again. But instead of reading the entire articles, simply read the sections which you have just highlighted. As you consider your research question more and more and develop more clarity on the direction that your paper will take, which in my experience always tends to be a moving target. But at this stage, you should be able to further reduce or boil down the highlighted sections of the papers substantially. So, let's say that you started with several 20-page academic articles. After the first highlighting phase, you've reduced each article to roughly 2 pages of highlighted sections. After your second reading phase, you should be able to further compress this to between 1/2 to 1 page at most of highly useful facts, examples, and other key bits of information which are relevant to your research. So, let's say that your professor asked you to use a minimum of 5 articles in your research paper, but you decided to go that extra mile to get that A+, that you are going to utilize 10 articles. The first step may have had you reading between 100 to 200 pages of academic articles, subsequently boiling them down to 10 to 20 pages of the creme de la creme, highly relevant and applicable content. The second step, the critical reading phase, should have you further boiling this 10 to 20 pages of content down to between 3 to 5 pages of extremely useful content, which you will quote, paraphrase, and borrow examples and inspiration from. Step 3. The third and final step will be to take these 3 to 5 pages of pure academic gold and to rethink it, rephrase it, rearrange it by topic or subtopic, and draw your own conclusions and connections. You want to critique it, extend it, analyze it from different perspectives. Take a few pages to do this. You really want to work, chew, and play with the information that you've just gathered. This process of dilution will form the academic backbone of your research paper. From this point on, you simply need to structure your paper, and then it's almost as if it will write itself. I promise you. As I mentioned previously, I've always gotten an A+ when using this method, though the amount of work involved makes it not for the faint of heart. Good luck. Go and kill that curve.